What? I am in Dunedin. I am at the park, and I guess who I have with me? Come here, buddy. Come say hi. Come say hi. Come on, let's get some huggies. Let's get some huggies on. I think he's gonna trip me with his leash. I don't think that's gonna work. Come over here, buddy. Buddy. Okay, he's pooped. He's taking a break. Buddy, come say hi. What's up? What's up? Oh, you're a good boy, aren't you? You're a good boy, aren't you, baby? You're a good puppy. Yeah, he's a good puppy. Oh, we got itchies. 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 Because we know he's the star of the show, right? Say hello to Buddy. He's the ridiculously authentic rock star mascot, right? So, I brought Buddy to the park because, well, he needs to get his walk on just as much as I do. And you know, we need to get out in nature, and we need to have fun, and we need to be embraced in what is really going on in life, right? Maybe if I sit on this side, it'd be a little easier to see, right? So, here's what I gleaned from today's morning. Love is the essence of who we are. And Buddy exemplifies that, because what did four-legged fur babies tell us? They remind us to be present in the moment, to step back out of whatever it is we think we're doing and just be, right? We're human beings, not human doings, but we're all out there doing something, thinking we need to force everything to happen in the moment, when in reality, when we're present in the moment, it will all come to us effortlessly with ease and grace, right? Has anybody experienced that firsthand? I know for me in my life, I have. Right, baby? Do you want to lay down here? Because you've been such a good puppy. And he's dribble drools. Do you want some water? Because actually, he's probably a little thirsty. I brought a bottle of water. You always have to hydrate, right? So I'm going to have a little sip, and then I'm going to make sure that he gets his. Fill her up. Usually I carry glass everywhere I go, but when it's on my hip, it's a little heavier. Buddy, you ready for some water? You ready for some water? He actually just drank some water, so he's probably okay. He's just, you know, he's a dog, so he's panting. That's how they sweat. They don't sweat. That's how they get their nutrients if they're not getting it from their food. Hey, buddy, you not thirsty? He's just absorbing. Like, we literally walked over here, and there was a squirrel right next to him, like within 2 feet, and he's just like, la 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 la. I'm like, you didn't see the squirrel, did you? So, you're gonna lay down? You wanna lay down? Sorry for the noise. You never know what's going on the day before Thanksgiving. So today, it's all about being present again, and that's always gonna be what it's about. But today it's about going out and playing. It's about really embracing that which you are, the essence of love. Love is not just a feeling, although that's where we tend to put our fixation, that love has to be felt, right? Love has to be felt from the outside in, when in reality, you can't experience anything that doesn't already exist within yourself. When you tap into, nurture and nourish the love within yourself, harness that power, because that is who you are. That is the essence of your being, not doing. It is not a verb, it just is, right? So this essence of love, this essence of just being in joy, in love, appreciation, play, just flowing and allowing life to move through you, in you, around you. It's all a part of the process, the being, right? Just like the breath is actually an expression of love. The spirit breathes into you. That is why you exist, that breath, prana, life force. You can't live without it. And that in itself is the first moment you should be in appreciation and gratitude. Every moment, when you wake up first thing in the morning, really just take stock that you have this precious gift of life, that you are loved, you are love, and that you're breathed in, and that is an expression of love. That's just the simple things in life. that bring you back to the moment, the presence. And that when you breathe fully into it all, embrace it, and also radiate it, just really tap into it, so that you recognize that that love within you, you can't feel it unless it's within you. And truly, when you go within, it's always there, it's always with you. When you go within, you don't go without, right? So if you remind yourself that love is not a feeling that someone has to give to you, you will never experience love from another unless it already is being felt from the inside out. You draw to you exactly what it is going on within you. Life shows up to you where you're at. And so therefore you cannot expect someone else to complete you, fix you, heal you, and give you something you don't already have. It's reaching deep down into the recesses of who you are and expressing that, just being in it. When you are fully in it, embodying that mind-body-soul connection, truly embodying the love that you are, really cultivating, nurturing, harvesting that self-love, it is the alchemy, it is the golden, it is the gold, the inner child that radiates out. That's why it's all about having fun and playing and tuning back into that which you already knew growing up when you were a little one and you were wondering, why is everybody so serious? I just want to have fun. Why am I being yelled at? I'm supposed to be quiet. I'm not supposed to play. Children should be seen, not heard. I heard that a lot. Although it sounded like they were joking, but to a child it doesn't sound that way. And it becomes a mantra. The more you hear something, the repetition, it actually sinks in. And you allow it to permeate your being, so that no longer are you being, but you become a doing. You become conditioned into this expression of what isn't even truly you, but an expression of what everybody outside of you has taught you to be. But you're not being, you're just doing. So again, it comes back to just be in the moment, be present, be fully present in all of your senses. The sensuality of life, the richness of life is to hear it, to see it, to taste it, to touch it, to smell it. Without all of those five senses, you will not have this overall mind-body-soul connection. You lack the balance and the harmony. So this is why it's so important to tune in to every moment, and the richness of every moment will be felt through your senses. And then there's that into me I see, the intimacy of bringing all of those senses together, create that full, rich experience, right? The alchemy, the gold is within the experience, and whether or not you're being fully present in the moment, right? Embracing that which is and being that which you are. Love, right here, right now. Sounds so simple when we talk about it, right? But putting it into action is the true key. Reminding yourself just to be. Waxing poetic again, there I go. I never know, right? That the element of surprise is seeing through a young child's eyes, without the conditions, without the expectations, without that which has clouded our vision. Lift the veil and reveal what is deep within you. The beauty, the essence of the true you is love. It's all there is. And that when you go within, you'll never experience without. Right? And meanwhile, just as a side note, we have Buddy over here trying to chase the squirrels on his leash. And he is in the moment fully. He's in awe of these squirrels and wants to get close to them to figure out an experience, because his soul says, I want to see what that is. I want to embrace that. I want to play with that. Because that's what we do. Humans and dogs and cats and all animals, all walks of life. We all came here to have this experience. We didn't come here to just sit and just be in this doing, right? Such a huge difference between human being and human doing. Most of us who have gone through life, I myself speak from experience, that this human doing was going through the motions, was not fully present and engaged. Over 10 years, U.S. Air Force, and I was do. I wasn't being me. I was just an expression. I just had this personality. This was what people saw on the outside, but what was going on in the inside was just a constant struggle, constant anxiety, frustration, resistance, this why am I not feeling the fullness, the richness of the life that I thought I was meant to have. And so therefore it took me time, it took me dedication and devotion to me to recognize what it was that was truly important to my heart and soul, right? I have this beautiful tree behind me, and I think the lighting is a little better here anyway, right? And so ultimately I really just wanted to come on and just share this moment, this time. You can see Buddy's over here, he's on standby watch, right? It is really a blessing to have so much richness around us, but the biggest gift is to be present. And the more present you are in the moment, that's even more blessed. This is what it's about. It's about being here, being right here, right now. I am here now in this, right? Thanksgiving, what do you appreciate? Can you be in your own true essence of love? Can you truly radiate that out? Can you really be there and hold space for another? First question is, can you hold space for yourself? Can you be in you and really truly exemplify that which others wish to experience? Because the more present you are for you and holding space in your own essence of love, the more you can radiate out, and you can do the same for others. You can hold that space so that others feel comfortable to be in their own true essence of self, true essence of love. A great example, years ago, I went through Date with Destiny. It's an Anthony Robbins event. It was 6 days of intensive looking at my stuff and trying to come up with what were my addictions. Because it only takes 3 basic human needs to be satisfied to constitute an addiction. This was just the beginning for me, and I knew when I was going for this program it was going to be powerful because I was open, I was ready, and I wanted it. I wanted shift to happen. I wanted change to occur in my life. And the reason I did it was because I knew it was an act of self-love then. That was in 2008, December 2008, okay? We're now coming up on 9 years, and let me tell you, it put me in what I call a 2-week cleanse, where I had bronchitis so bad for 2 weeks. But you know, I knew it was an energetic cleanse. It wasn't just about the physical being sick for 2 weeks. I knew that I had purged. I was purging so much of it, the old, shedding of the old me, that my physical body was releasing it. Because that's what we do, we manifest. You know, the mind, it can go crazy, but the body responds to the mind. And that's why it's so important to be mindful of what's going on up in here, so that you don't lodge it up in different areas of your physical body. Because whenever your body feels dis-ease, it's because it originated up in here. I know I've been working through this for years, so everything from my cervical spine to my thoracic back. I woke up stiff this morning. You need to get the flexibility back in the mind for the body to respond and also be just as flexible. Because guess what? You're only as young as your spine is flexible. Because the spine is your backbone, and it shows whether or not you are fluid and able to move with life, or if you're stuck and stiff and really set in your belief systems, right? Are you stuck in your dogma? It's the whole purpose of this group that we created, was to get people out of their stuff, to really give you a sacred space to reflect and to share with one another what you're going through. Food is just a response to the mind. So yes, we encourage healthy eating, but you know what? Everybody's at a different walk and path in their life. And so therefore, when you recognize and you become mindful of this mind, you also become mindful of how it also dictates what it is you reach for to eat. Is it nourishing, or is it just comforting and soothing? As again, addictions, behaviors, they're patterns, they're coping mechanisms to deal with that which is unhealed and needs to be reintegrated into the wholeness of who you are, to bring it all back to the presence, the present moment, right here, right now. And so I learned during my Date with Destiny experience that it takes satisfying 3 of the human needs, basic human needs, and there's 6 of them. Connection and love, meaning you find somebody you can relate to, right? Consistency, meaning you've got this consistent pattern, habit, routine, right? You can expect that, so the mind thinks. Inconsistency, sometimes we like to change it up. We like the element of surprise. That makes us feel more, alive. Sometimes we want a shock value. And the shock value can be consistently inconsistent, can't it? Right? And then you have, so it's love and connection. It's inconsistency and consistency. Now I'm probably going to forget one. It's growth and spirit and spirituality. There's another one, and now all of a sudden I'm just going to pause there, because the easiest ones for us to go for are going to be the love and the connection, right? It's going to be easy for us to, go into routine and habit. But when you constitute, you satisfy 3 of those basic human needs, you have created an addiction. Now, we're not saying that all addictions are unhealthy, but you have created an attachment, because an addiction is an attachment, because you constantly go for whatever it is to keep you feeling good, because it feels comfortable. And there's the irony. What feels comfortable doesn't mean it's good for you, right? It's in your comfort zone because it's known, right? That's the consistency. And so I knew for myself, a lot of my patterns and my perfectionism and all of that was this element of feeling like I had control over things. So going through my process, and I learned a lot about myself, which I'll continue to reveal and share as much as possible, because that's what I'm here to do, to serve through my own personal experience, inspiring through inspired living, because this walk of life that I've been traversing it hasn't been perfect, but it's been perfectly according to what my soul wished to experience, and I'm grateful for every step along the way. But over those 6 days, and I looked within myself, and I knew, this is the only way I'm going to make change happen, is if I choose it. And so, before we left Date with Destiny, we were told, when you go home, the most important thing to remember is to keep consistent for yourself. Keep your state high. Remember to be dedicated and devoted to you and your path, and recognize it's going to be a little bit of a rough transition going home, because when you go home to your family still keeps you in a box of what they expect and anticipate you to do, react, respond, your old patterns, even the stuff that you don't even do anymore. They still picture you back because they've known you for so many years. They've gotten lazy, and so therefore they don't look at you with brand new eyes. But the sweet spot is reminding me to say, remember to take a moment to reflect, hold them in a space that they're not going to respond or react the same. And that takes true mindfulness, that takes true awareness of your own thoughts, is to recognize whether or not you're still holding someone to a pattern just because that's all you know. And when you step up and you allow that person to be brand new to you. Look at them through new eyes with that element of surprise, just like a child's eyes. Allow that person to surprise you. When you do that, when you give them permission to not be held to this picture, this little kitty catty box that you've placed them in and labels or whatever it is that you've created, because it's a comfort placeholder for your belief systems, experiences, and all, right? When you allow that for them, you actually allow it for yourself, and you create a new cycle, a new pattern, a new rhythm, and that they are allowed to show up new, fresh, and you respond and react differently. It's a whole shift and creates this beautiful ripple, these waves throughout, that everybody gets to dance a new dance, right? And so, don't you want the same for yourself? You want to extend it to another. That's the beauty and the joy and the gift of being present in the moment and not being attached to the past or stuck in the future with anxiety of what's going to unfold. Being present right here, right now is going to be the biggest gift you can give yourself and to all those around you. Because then, whenever you respond or react differently to another person, they themselves are kind of caught off and will have to adjust. And shift happens, baby. Shift happens. It's just how you choose it to happen. Whether you allow it to be rough around the edges, you know. We don't all have to be rough. We don't all have to have that massive polish from it to become a diamond. We can naturally be polished. Just like the butterfly wings, you know. We're gonna all emerge from our chrysalis at some point. We all have to go through a little bit of a struggle. Most of it's just right up in here. It's all mental. And nobody can do anything to you that you don't allow. So when you're working on you, you have to recognize how you're treating yourself. Because how you're treating yourself is how others are showing up to you and treating you. It's all this mirror reflection. It's all this go within so you don't go without. Be the essence of love. Be in your personal power. Just be and stop doing, right? And that's a hard one for a lot of us because we've been conditioned. We think we need to keep on doing, right? Even Buddy, look at him. He's just being. This is a happy dog. Oh, and he heard me talking to him. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Oh, puppy butt. Oh. And he's going to trip me up. What have we got here? You want to do a trick? You want to do huggies? You want to do huggies? Want to see he's a good doggy when it comes to huggies. Want to do huggies? You do huggies? Come on. You don't have it in you, do you? You give me a low huggy. You give me the paws, and I'll give you huggies. Like, wait a minute. You give me some love. Shake. Wow, he is pooped, and he still has to make it back to my house. Come on. Let's do it. Let's show him how we do it. Oh, maybe not. I can't get him to jump and give me huggies. Anybody? Anybody out there? I need some love. Maybe he needs lots of hearts. Can you give us some hearts? Maybe Buddy responds better to hearts. What do you think? You want some love? Look, they're gonna give you hearts. Show Buddy some love. I bet you he'll do it. I bet you if I do cartwheels, maybe he'll get excited. Whoop, you can't trip me up if I do cartwheels. Ready? Ready? Buddy, do a cartwheel? You do a cartwheel for me? Give me some love. Oh, okay, now we're ready. Come on, Buddy. Man, he is really pooped. Look, they're giving you lots of love. Come on, Buddy. Oh, you know what it is? He's so fixated on the squirrels over there. Seriously, the squirrels are going to town, and he's like, I want to get, there's at least 2 of them over there. Buddy! Okay, so, come on, Buddy. No, literally, you've seen the movie Up? Squirrel. Literally, he is exemplifying the dogs from Up. Squirrel. I do that all the time. What's up, Buddy? You see the squirrel? Well, we just wanted to say happy Thanksgiving for tomorrow for those of you who won't be able to join us, because I know there's a lot of you out there with friends and family that you're probably going to partake in the beautiful appreciation of all that you have, because I think that's one of my favorite times of year, and I try to do it every day for me. Remember to hold space for another, especially those of you who are with family, and see them with new eyes. Let them give you that element of surprise. Really embrace who they are without without attaching to what they may have done in the past. Use this holiday season to truly embrace and be present. And don't let anything take you out of your joy. Don't let anything take you out of the essence of you and who you are. Love. If you hold space for others, I guarantee, first hold space for yourself. Be in your joy. And don't let people trigger or throw you off your PowerPoint, okay? Really just stay in your heart space. Because when you do that for others, and especially people who may appear to be and are bitter, those are the people who need the most compassion and love right now. And so whatever you do over these next few days, really just be a lighthouse for love. Radiate that self-love. Let that alchemy turn everything into gold around you. Let your inner child out and have fun and play. And really just reach out to others and see if you can make them play too, just by being in your own space. Because I'm telling you, when you set the example, others will follow. It's truly, truly a special place to be, right? I love each and every one of you from my heart. Do y'all want to see a love spin boom? It's kind of funny to do it on the grass with sneakers on. No, I'm used to doing it either with my flip-flops or not my flip-flops, but with socks or my slippers. Okay. I wish I could get Buddy to love spin boom. We're working on him. But he can do the whole. I gotta make sure the leash is right here. Maybe I'll do it right here. I'll do it in front of the tree. Boom! I love you all. Keep it raw, stay rad. What?